Hey everyone, so in this video we are going to be discussing the topic of budgeting. So this is the budgeting 101. The first piece of your financial freedom is you need to start budgeting. But where do you start? Because everyone says the same thing, you just need to stop spending money. But then what? There's so many more steps to this process. It's so much deeper than not spending money. So today we're going to dig into how to do that. It can be really overwhelming, and it's not just money in versus money out. There are so many steps that you can take in this process. So let's go over some numbers. So according to debt.org, 62% of students who are in college have credit card debt versus only 23% of individuals who didn't go to school and join the workforce right out of high school are in debt. So 62% of college students versus 23% of non-college students. So now you have people who not only have college loan debt, but are 3 times as likely to have credit card debt. And as we've learned, getting a college degree does not mean you get a cushy, fancy job. So now you're low man on the totem pole, and you have student loan debt, and you have credit card debt. Where do you even start? No one has planned you for this. You were supposed to land your dream job out of college, and now you're struggling to barely make ends meet. You're putting off all of these things that you thought you were going to do with your life, and you're starting to feel like you messed up, and it's not even really your fault. This is just the system, and you kind of have to break the mold at this point. So we're starting from zero, and we are recharging our batteries, and we are killing this debt. So the very first thing that I want you to do is to grab a pen and a piece of paper. I don't want you using your phone for this. I don't want you using your notes. I don't want you using an Excel sheet, none of that. I want you to get old school fashioned pen and paper, and you're gonna write down all of your debts, everything. And that includes, the $15 that you owe your coworker for your boss's birthday gift last week. Add that in there. I want all of it, everything written down in black and white. This is going to be the most difficult part of the entire process. This causes you to come face to face with a lot of those bad decisions or a lot of those issues that you've been putting off. You are face to face with that problem now, and this is going to be a wake-up call for a lot of you. And maybe you've already had that moment, and that's why you're here, and I'm glad that you are. So turn that fear into motivation, and we can really get some business done. Once you've listed all of your debts, go ahead and grab another piece of paper, and I want you to list all of your incomes. I want you to know what you make every day. I want you to know what you make per week. I want you to know what you make per month and per year. That way, the next time that you feel like calling off of work or you don't feel like going into your second job or your side hustle, I want you to know exactly how much you're missing out on. Because that extra $50 because you don't want to work Thursday night adds up. So every bit of money that you make, whether it's mowing the lawn for the neighbor, you made $20 from that, whatever it is, it does not matter. Selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace, all of it. I want it all written down, all of your income. I want you to know exactly how much you're making. So once you have this income list, I want you to mark down all of your monthly expenses. And this is, again, absolutely everything. So you may have to go back into the bank statements for this. I want to know how many times you went to Starbucks last month. I want to know how many times you ran through the drive-thru last month. All of the hard stuff that we don't want to admit to, this all, again, goes down on this piece of paper. I need to know how much you're spending per month. And this will let you know where you can cut back to. And obviously, most of that is food. We all know that we shouldn't be going out to eat, yet here we are. I'm a chef for a living, and I still do it. I struggle with it a lot, and I can cook at home. But it's just easier to go out to eat. Not only that, you want to try this new restaurant. You heard this place has a great cocktail. You need to get out of the mindset of you need to try the newest thing. That's so important in this process, because you saying no now means you can say yes later. Or you giving yourself the ability to say no now, I can't afford it now, knowing that you can afford it in 5 years is such motivation. So now you guys know what we have to do next. We're going to take our income, subtract our bills from that income, and see where we're at. Hopefully we are still in the black. That's definitely a good start, even though we can cut back. So if you are not even making ends meet at this point, you really need to look at your financial situation, see where you can cut back, see what you can do, see if you can get a side hustle. If you have issues with this, please let me know. Message me in this video. I have an email. We can definitely do this together. I'm not 100% financially free by any means, but I'm doing way better than I was a few years ago. And I do have some tips and tricks that work, and we can get through this together, I promise you. So just let me know if you are having problems. We'll get you set up with a plan, and of course I will be your motivation. I will be there to push you, do what you need to do, and we will get through this. So basically that's your first budget. You will be doing this every single month because bills change every single month. Your wages can change. People will have birthdays. That stuff has to be accounted for. So to stay on top of your debt and to stay on top of what you're spending, you need to do this every single month. When I first started, I was doing it probably every 2 weeks just to make sure that I was consistent and that I was exactly where I needed to be. So the first couple months is always the hardest. The first couple weeks, you're gonna be super motivated, and then something's gonna happen and you're gonna be like, man, I wish I could just go out and do this, and you're gonna wanna spend that money, but don't, trust me. So this is gonna be just like a diet. So you went from eating, milkshakes and filet mignon, and now you're eating salad and grilled chicken, stuff that doesn't taste the greatest, but 5 years from now it'll make you feel better than you've ever felt before. So I suggest you take 3 months to really purge your finances to see where you can cut back, and you're gonna have to cancel some things. So that cable, it's gonna be gone. Date night, gone. Going out with the girls shopping every Friday night, gone. You are about to be the most boring person on the planet to other people, but it will all be worth it. So all of these things that I just mentioned are going to be replaced with cheaper options. So you don't have cable, who cares? You're gonna get Netflix. Date night, so you can't go out to a restaurant and spend $200 on cocktail and steak anymore. That's totally cool. You're gonna stay at home and you're gonna have a candlelit dinner and play Yahtzee. I guarantee you will laugh way more and feel better about yourself spending $15, $20 on this meal rather than walking out of a fancy steakhouse spending $200+. Instead of going shopping with the girls on the weekend, you guys can take turns hosting wine night. You can do, paint and sips, you can do romantic movie night, you can play games, you can do all kinds of fun stuff, and it doesn't have to be super boring. You can shell out $15, $20 if you want to. It's still better than spending the $50, $60, $70, $80, $200+ going out for one night. I'm not saying you can never have fun again. What I'm saying is you really need to budget. You really need to look at what you're doing. If you're not able to make ends meet, obviously you are not doing any of this stuff. You are not getting Netflix even. Like, you are working. That's all you're doing. I don't care whether you have to get 3 side jobs to make it work. This is what you need to be doing. Hustle, hustle, hustle. So another situation that's going to come up is you're going to have to tell people, no, I'm sorry, I can't right now. Whether that be going in on a birthday gift for somebody, or going on vacation with someone, or going out to eat with someone, there will be a situation that will arise that you will have to say no, and it's not always fun. It's probably never fun, actually, but you just have to keep in mind the goal that you're working for and what you're working towards. I know it's hard. I've lived it for years, but I also know that paying over $20,000 off in the past 2 years has made me more confident and given me the ability to say no. And that way I can say no to these little things. And even though I can't afford it later, if I don't want to do it, I can still say no, because it's given me the confidence to reevaluate my situation and know what's important. So once you start paying off debts and once you start gaining momentum, I promise you, that is better than any feeling that watching 6 hours of DirecTV is going to give you. So after 1 month of purging, you should go back through your budget. So we're back at the pen and paper stage. You are getting rid of everything that we talked about before. So now that your finances are sans the DirecTV, the Sirius XM, the Starbucks runs, the Target runs, all of those things that were holding you back, you should have a much better idea of how much you're spending and if you can cut costs anywhere else. This is also a good time to go through some of your bills, maybe look into insurance and see if you can reduce those rates. I know that I have to call this week and look for our trash service to see if we can get that lowered, because people in my community are saying that they can get it for about $10 lower a month. That's $120 a year. It's not that much, but it is a lot in my pocket. And anywhere that I can save money, I'm definitely going to be doing that. So all of the money that you have left over at the end of the first month is going toward your smallest debt. Now, I want all of this to go towards your debt. Say you save $1,000 this month and you're like, that's a pretty good amount. Maybe I can spend $200 on dinner, put that extra $800 and still be ahead. No, that makes you lazy. That's a lazy man's concept. You need to put everything that you have towards that debt. If you want to have a small savings of $500 to $1,000 just to get you through any emergency you may have, I'm totally down for that. Nothing more than $1,000 though. Most emergencies are less than $1,000. Plus you can just cash flow the rest of it if you need to. So this is not a security blanket for you by any means. I don't want you thinking, oh, I have $1,000 in the bank. I'm good. I'm fine. I don't need to worry about budgeting anymore. I'm straight. No, wrong. You're paying off debt and you're building wealth. These are long-term goals. These will affect your family members and the family members after them. Do not let them down by saying, you know what, I have $1,000 in the bank. I'm cool. I'm great. I'm fine. You are not. You deserve to be out of debt. You deserve to build wealth. You deserve to retire at 60 or even earlier if you can. And starting now, starting today, will get you to that goal. Step 2 rolls right into step 3, which is your 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year, 30 year plans. How much do you want to be making in a year, 3 years, 5 years? You have to find a way to make continuously more money while still being happy. That's a big part of this too. If you don't like what you're doing, you need to find a way to merge into something that you like doing. So maybe you work your typical job, you're 40 hours a week and you absolutely hate it. Turn what you like to do into your side hustle. Obviously, I have quite a few side hustles. I have a second job. I have a YouTube video I coupon where I sell my items on there, and that also counts as my second source of income. You can do all of these things. Sell stuff on Facebook Marketplace. If you want to flip clothes, flip houses, whatever you want to do that makes you happy, do that thing. Because at the end of the day, if you're not happy, it doesn't matter that you're doing all this. So take the year and a half and work your butt off. And then 3 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road, you can do something that you actually want to do, that you'll be happy at, and that you're making more money with. And once you've paid off all of your consumer debt, you're going to be in a much better headspace. Your decisions are going to be a lot more calm. You'll be able to think things through. So it's just a matter of this next couple months to a year to 2 years kind of sucking. But then you're going to be at this place where you are so calm and you are so relieved and everything just kind of falls into place. When you're not panicked over money, that is one of the best feelings in the world. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go down to the comment section of this video and let me know one thing that you are getting rid of in your budget. Whether that be going to the movies every Friday night or getting rid of, like I said, your cable, anything like that. Let me know. And that way this holds you accountable to start your journey to be debt-free. All right, guys, that is it for me and for this video. So if you are not subscribed to my channel, please do so in the description box below so you can be part of our financial freedom family. And let's start building that wealth for you and that generational wealth for your family and the family beyond that. So let's do this together. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section or in the emails, whatever you want to do. Let's do this together. We are building wealth. We are building financial freedom. We are building our life that way, guys. Until next time, and remember to make good choices. Do not listen to those voices because the only voice that matters is yours. Bye, guys.